Good morning, everybody. Jason Allen, jasonallenonline.com, coming to you recorded from my home office in sunny Las Vegas, Nevada, aka my bed. So yesterday I did a podcast all about losing momentum and how you need to really try hard to not lose the momentum that you've built up with your business, and kind of just going through my story of how I lost my momentum and how I'm getting back into it. So today I was thinking about just some ways on how to build momentum, and I came up with like 4 good tips that I wanted to share with you that I've heard over the years on how to really build momentum in your life, in your business, build quality habits. I could, substitute that word momentum for a good habit. So the first thing was something that I've read from Ben Settle. And if you don't know who Ben Settle is, he's a email copywriter, trainer, very prolific trainer, probably the best guy, probably the authority when it comes to email marketing. If you're in any kind of online marketing business, or you're interested in it, and if you're listening to this, then why wouldn't you be? I would highly recommend to go check out Ben Settle. Anyway, one of the things that he says a lot is to get your most important tasks done first before the day gets started. Just get it out of the way so you're not really thinking about it, and so that you don't get distracted with all the outside world, and so that this especially applies if you're an introvert, so that you're not drained by other people and society and things like that. You get those things out of the way first to make sure they get done. There's another good book on this I just thought of as I was talking about. It's called Eat That Frog. That's basically about this concept. The second thing is something that I read a long time ago. A gentleman by the name of Leo Babauta. He has a blog called Zen Habits, and I highly recommend checking that out. He wrote a book, I want to say it was called The Power of Less. I'm not quite sure, though. I can't think of it off the top of my head. But anyway, I probably should have Googled it before I started recording. But anyway, you could find it, or just go to his blog, Zen Habits. He wrote this book about how he basically changed his life over the course of a year. I mean, he stopped smoking. He lost like 50 pounds. He saved all kinds of money. He started a business. He did a lot of stuff. And the way that he did it was, instead of trying to do all this stuff at once, and, like a lot of people will have a New Year's resolution or something to change their lives, and they'll try to do all this stuff at one time. And within a couple of weeks, they burn out because it's just too much. So what he did was he focused on one goal for a month. And some people say that you can build a habit in 30 days. Some people say it takes 21 days, 30 days, 45 days. I think it really depends on the habit. But he focused on each thing that he wanted to change for 1 month. And that's all he focused on. He didn't worry about anything else. So like 1 month he focused on not smoking. Another month he focused on not drinking. Another month he focused on budgeting. Another month he focused on eating right. So on and so forth. And by the time the year had passed, he'd built up all these habits, and he really changed his life. The third thing is something else I heard from Ben Settle, and he was actually quoting Robert Kiyosaki. He said that he had read this or heard this listening to Robert Kiyosaki, and basically it's start with baby steps, small steps. So focus on consistent activity over the intensity. And what this means is you're not setting these huge goals. Like, I'm going to write, let's say you're saying, like, I'm going to write out a 500-word blog post today or something like that. Instead of saying that, you can get overwhelmed. I mean, if you're not used to doing that, you can get overwhelmed and you can say, no way. Instead of doing that, just get in the habit of opening up your laptop or writing one sentence. Set that as a goal. I'm going to write one sentence. Just start doing it. If you want to do a podcast like this, you want to do a video, just say, hey, I'm going to talk about I'm going to speak for a minute. Whatever. You're starting with really small goals. Eventually, if you're consistent over time, you'll build up the intensity. Like I said, focus on consistency over intensity. Eventually, you'll build up to where one day you're writing 100 words in a blog post, the next day or the next month you're writing 500. Pretty soon you're doing these short novels, and then you're catching yourself trying to keep it down. Perfect example of this is I'm already at almost 6 minutes on this podcast, and I'm going a little long. So last thing is something that I heard from Ray Higdon that he's talked about a lot. Now, Ray Higdon is a famous online trainer, predominantly in the network marketing niche, but he is very beneficial to anybody that's looking to start a home business, whether it's network marketing or affiliate marketing or anything like that. Guy's got a lot of really great information, so check him out, Ray Higdon. One of the things that he's always talked about, though, is to focus on process goals and not the outcome. So a lot of people will write down their goals and they'll say, I want to make $10,000 a month within 6 months, or I want to lose 50 pounds or something like that. And the thing that he says to do is to focus on process goals. So you figure out the people that lost 50 pounds, people that are making $10,000 a month, what are they doing daily? Focus on those things instead of focusing on the outcome. Focus on what you can control, because you can't control a lot of the stuff. You can't control the way the economy is going. You can't control how people are feeling in the moment. But over time, if you control your actions, the results will come and you're less likely to get burned out. One of the things that he recommends all the time, he's talked about this book quite a bit. I have not read it. I do have it on my reading list on Amazon. I got quite a big reading list, though, to get to. And one of the books that he talks about a lot is a book called Go for No. And this is basically how he built his business early on, is he didn't focus on the outcome of getting sign-ups to his business. He focused on people telling him no, because he realized that in those no's, he would find the yeses. So every day he had to get I can't remember what he said, but let's just say he said 10. He had to get 10 no's a day. So he had to speak to at least 10 people a day that told him no. And then after that, he was good for the day. And then he would do that day in, day out, day in. And pretty soon, he would get no, 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 and then he'd get a yes. Okay, well, he's still got 5 more no's to go. So he'd get no, no, no. He'd get another yes. He's got 2 more, and he'd do it again. Pretty soon, the yeses started showing up in the no's. But he didn't focus on the yeses, and so he didn't get discouraged quite as fast. Like I said, that book is called Go for No. That's something that he has recommended. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed these tips. Hope you found value in them. If you did, head on over to jasonallenonline.com. Check out what I got over there, and stay tuned for more tomorrow. Later.